So today I am introducing my boxing coach, Chad Van Sickle. He is on the episode. It's just us two today. I officially met Chad back in 2019. We'd been Facebook friends, I think, for a little while through a buddy of mine in college named Yusuf, who was a really good guy who unfortunately passed away. And when he did, I hadn't boxed since like 2008 or 9, and it just sort of inspired me to get a hold of Chad, because Chad was my buddy Yusuf's boxing coach, who was a really close friend of mine in college, and we were both, of all the boxing club kids, we were the biggest fans. Yeah. So we nerded out on the sport. Oh, yeah. So we knew all the fighters and stuff, and we were really into it. And we text each other, and I think I've told you, like, to this day, I'll still go to like when there's a big fight. Yeah. I literally go to text. I've even like put some letters in, like, hey, what do you know? And it's like, it's really sad that that he's not with us anymore. But even for you guys from the gym, he had an impact on the gym. He helped me. He reviewed all my leases. He was an attorney and did legal work for me.
Oh, yeah. So we used to play a game, could you get me off? And, you know, if I did this crime, could you get me off?
Yes.
It was always a technicality.
Oh, okay. Yeah. He was a defense attorney, wasn't he? Yep.
He was great, man.
Yep. He was the man. So, I guess the only silver lining I could say from his passing is it brought me and Chad together, and now Chad is a great friend and coach to me, and has helped bring boxing back into my life.
And you're good at it, brother. You're good.
So I think what's really great about him and what makes a great coach is he makes me feel like I'm good at it. So he gave me confidence. You know, I don't even know if I ever really got to tell you, like, so I came back, and some of you guys saw me training, and I came back and really got back into boxing. And a lot of it was back in 2022, got pretty seriously back into it. I was sparring, and the fight wasn't a huge deal, but really I found myself like being a fighter again. Yeah. You know, I was sparring.
Lifestyle.
I was sparring a couple times a week. I was training in a really focused manner. And then, I put a little capstone on it with a USA amateur fight. And we went down to my opponent's home gym down in Cincinnati and fought him there and got the W. And it was a fun time, and really the lead up and getting to be in there with pros and kind of getting my mojo back was really, really a big deal for me, coming out of a tough time. We had just had COVID.
Yeah.
Trying to get this building together. I was stressed out of my mind for about 2 straight years. And when the dust settled from that, I felt pretty good, and I was like, I felt like I was holding on to the back end of my prime still, and I'm like, if I'm gonna go, I need to do it now.
Hey man, you look good too, brother. You look good. They tried to rob you on that fight too. It's horrible.
Yeah. I got a point taken away, but I still got the W. But every time I'd kind of start pounding on the guy, they'd try and stop and break it.
Yeah. They knew what was going on. They knew what was up.
Yeah, but that's what happens when you go to someone's hometown and there's no one cheering for you there. You've been there, I'm sure.
Many times.
Yeah. Yep. But yeah, Chad was just such a good motivator and made me feel like I could kind of do anything. And it's just a great teacher of the sport. And I wanted to bring him on so you guys could get to know him, because he does coach and teach right here in Grandview and can do it right here at the gym as well. So I think a good way to maybe even get started is just like, how did you get into boxing? Like, what was your background?
My dad won the 1981 Toughman contest. all my uncles fought the Tough Man. And
At the Ohio State Fair?
It was at the convention center.
Okay.
And I just grew up around it, man. Something I always wanted to do. I mean, always.
So do you remember your dad like training it, going to the gym and training and getting ready for it?
I can remember my dad taking me to Thompson Recreation Center as a kid and let me like box in the ring. It was such a big deal.
Oh yeah.
He had these cheap ass gloves, like $20 gloves.
Yep.
And I would steal them from him and go box kids in the neighborhood, and he would beat my ass, man, all the time. I never understood why he wouldn't let me box.
Yep.
So that was it.
That's how it got you started.
Yeah.
So, what was that? The first gym? Was that where you trained out of when you first started?
Dodge Park.
Okay.
Dodge Park, Sunshine. Man, my old wrestling coach was there, and I had a crush on this girl, and her boyfriend was a Golden Glove champ. Of course, Golden Glove, they're all Gold Gloves. So
yeah,
I challenged her to a boxing match. I stole the video camera from my dad, and I went down there and sweet talked my way into it, and just blasted this guy out like real quick. And I was so proud to show my dad the video, and I took a beating for that one. And
he was he wasn't that happy about it.
Not at all.
That's funny. I did some boxing lessons with a kid at the my first training job. I'm like 25. Yeah. I'm right out of college, and he was a wrestler, and he brings me a DVD. This is exactly like what you just did. He brings me a DVD. He's like, "Oh, check this out." He's like a senior in high school, and it's like these illegal fights set up in this like barn.
Yeah, it happens.
And he beats some kid up, and I'm like, dude, I never saw this. I'm gonna get arrested. Well, so from there, where did you jump off? Like, when did you start competing, like in actual, like, kind of official fights?
6 weeks later.
Okay.
6 weeks later, I fought Joseph Caponata. I fought him 2 times.
Okay.
And I beat him both times. And they offered me to go to the Junior Olympics. And so I signed up to go to the Junior Olympics. And I get up there, and the first 2, the ones in my weight class. So then there was another guy, and he won it the year before. And he called me green. I didn't know what green meant. I think he said I was a sissy or something.
Yep.
So I took real offense to it, and I beat him. I should have never beat him. I mean, it was like one of those long shots.
Yep.
And it catapulted me into the Junior Olympics. So,
wow.
Yeah.
How old were you then?
15.
Okay.
15.
Wow.
So, yeah.
Wow. A fast start.
Really fast. I literally had 2 fights, and I was in the Junior Olympics.
Wow.
Yeah.
So from there, from the Junior Olympics, how long did you fight as an amateur?
About 3 or 4 years.
Okay. Did
Wasn't
you did the Tough Man contest?
Yeah.
Didn't you?
You know, it's crazy. When I first started boxing, my only goals was to win the Ohio State Fair and win the Tough Man. And that was it. And I did them both by the time I was 21.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
I fought Bone Thugs and Harmony's bodyguard, 7'2".
Wow.
In the Tough Man. When I knocked him down, when he hit the mat, I bounced.
Yeah, that's like a pro wrestling size guy,
yeah,
Andre the Giant.
Humongous. Yeah, big guy, man.
Wow, I bet the crowd went nuts when that happened.
Yeah, the whole I don't know the rap group that well, but their whole group was there, and we were trying to bet him. He had a big gold chain, and we were trying to bet him his chain, and he wouldn't take it.
You should have been like, you guys need a new bodyguard right there. So you boxed amateur for about 4 years, and when you turned pro, did you have like a local manager or guy that helped you do that?
John Johnson.
Yep.
Buster Douglas's manager.
Yes. Yep. I'm familiar with him.
He was my coach and mentor. His mentor is Woody Hayes, and he's my mentor. I quote him like he quotes Woody Hayes. Yeah.
So he was a coach under Woody Hayes, wasn't he?
Yeah, absolutely. Yes, sir.
So he was a boxing coach and part of like a national championship?
Yeah, his claim to fame is 4 national titles and 4 world titles.
Wow.
So, yeah.
That's very cool. I don't know how, as a kid, because I was into boxing as a kid, and Alexander Zolkin was his guy, and I think my aunt or my mom's friend had pictures, or she knew him because he was in Columbus. And
Westerville.
So I kept hearing about Alexander Zulkin
Yeah.
as a kid a lot.
Probably got 100 rounds in with him.
Wow.
Yeah, southpaw, left-handed guy.
Yeah.
Hell of a soccer player.
He was really good. If I'm not mistaken, did he end up? He was like 30-0 and lost to that like
Henry Akawande.
6'10" Akawande. And that guy was very good.
Yep. Butchered him.
Yeah. He was very good though. That's a tough opponent.
You can't make it look good against a guy like that.
Yeah.
I mean, no matter, even if you win, you don't win. So,
yeah. That's a tough guy. So I remember this is when you come actually on my radar. You started fighting on ESPN Friday Night at the Fights.
Yes, sir.
Quite a bit. I remember the first time because you were from Columbus and being really excited. I'd watch those.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh wow, it's a guy from Columbus. And then there was they kind of profiled you because you were losing weight. I remember that.
Yeah.
So can you tell us a little bit about that?
So I got in a really bad car accident right after my amateur career.
Yep.
And, I put on like 100 pounds. It was horrible. And we were fighting in Soaring Eagle Casino in Mount Pleasant, Michigan. And the ring car girls were playmates, the girls. And I was John Johnson humiliated me in front of everyone. I mean, it's horrible. You fight this, you fight that. I couldn't get out of that ring fast enough. I mean, it was horrible. Yeah. So from that point on, man, I just grinded down. I lost 100 pounds.
Wow.
Yeah, 100 pounds.
Because I remember you went from a heavyweight, and I think like maybe in one. It's hard for me to remember because it's about 20 years ago or so, but like you were maybe a heavyweight at the start of when you were in those fights, and then you had made it down to cruiserweight, and you were going, and you went on a run. You just they kept putting you in fights that it seemed like they thought you might lose, and then you just kept winning.
Yeah, it's crazy. I would look at BoxRec. I don't know if you're familiar with BoxRec.
Oh, yeah.
So I look at BoxRec, and I look at the guys' records and the guys they fought's record, and I can never get easy guys like that. Mm-hmm. So there used to be a platform called MySpace.
Yep.
This is to show my age now. And I would send them a message on MySpace, and I messaged their manager. I was like, "What? My name's Chad. This, and this, and if you can get me a fight like this here, I'll do whatever it takes." So it was always in someone else's town, and I just kept winning.
Yeah. I mean, you ran up to about 19 and one draw, somewhere like that. 19 wins and a draw.
19 and one draw. Yeah.
And you had won the NABF North American title?
NABA. Yeah.
NABA.
North American Box Association. Yep.
Yeah. I remember there was my mom actually saved it like an article in the Dispatch about it.
Yeah. My first one was the WBC Intercontinental Champion Americas title.
Okay.
And then when they cut my contract from when I was in Washington, and I moved home, and my first fight was for the NABA title here against Jacob.
Wow.
Yeah. Yep.
Very cool. And yeah, I remember watching
Nationwide Arena. Man, that's a pretty big deal, man.
Absolutely. I remember watching those fights at the time, like always being like trying to tune in and make sure that they have it. Like ESPN was going to be airing it, and they normally didn't. I just heard something that was really bummed me out. I think it was ESPN and like Premier, that promotion company, like their contract ran out, and it'll be the first time in I don't know how many 60 years there's no scheduled boxing on regular TV at all.
It's a dying sport, man. I hate to say that, but it is. It's still the king. It's still always the king. You don't see boxers going to MMA.
Yeah.
MMA guys come to boxing.
Yeah.
It's just how it is.
I have heard, so it might not be dying in the way we think, the participation in it. I spoke with a doctor who's from out west. He said boxing is going nuts out here in like Utah and California.
Oh, yeah,
he said there's like the amount of boxers signed up for like USA Boxing. He said it's insane. He said it's going crazy right now.
It's a great sport for kids, man. It's one of the best sports for kids. There's kids that are 15 years old that's been to every state in the United States, been to every country. I mean, it's amazing for kids. Yeah, absolutely, man.
It really helped me in college stay out of the bars, kind of keep my shit together, keep my head you know, where I'm like, okay, I have a sport and a thing to focus on and, you know, not just dive into bad habits and be around good people. And I think I was telling you, like the kids who did it, we were kind of a rowdy bunch, but
It's kind of
all of them ended up being like really like hardworking, like successful guys who like it built some character.
Absolutely.
And all the guys that did it.
I think it's one of the best sports you can do for a kid. Confidence is the best gift you can give a young man.
Yeah.
1,000%. Yeah.
Yeah. So I think I had like a couple questions with like how did you approach training camps?
Oh man, listen, conditioning is like the pistol in your back pocket. You know, at the end of the day, like if push comes to shove, I'll grind it out I'll grind it out 12 rounds, and I will run you out of gas.
Yep.
I mean, and I know that for a fact. So whenever it was, like, conditioning was number one. You know, I wasn't always the strongest, I wasn't always the fastest, but I was always in the best shape.
I do remember you losing quite a few first rounds of fights that I saw you on in ESPN, and then by the time it was like in the third or fourth round, you were chasing the guy around the ring.
Just got to get the feel for it, man. Get the feel. Yeah,
he was just the guy was just on his heels, just running around the ring, and you were just in his face, sticking a jab out there and just chasing him around,
grinding him down, brother.
Yeah. What was your typical training like schedule, like, you know, in your prime, like when you were really getting it?
Wake up, get my cardio in, run 4 or 5 miles every morning, go home, take a rest, go to the gym, get my lift in, come home, rest again, and then sparring and bag work and mitt work.
Okay.
Yeah.
Like sometimes three times a day?
No, it was every day, 3 days.
Wow.
Yeah, that was my job. Yeah.
Wow.
That was my job.
How long were you able to sustain that sort of like, how many years did you do that for?
I could have done it forever, man. I seriously, I could have. I have high blood pressure. I've always had it chronically, and they put me on this medication called Atenolol. I'm not sure if you're familiar with it. I was getting rocked by shots in the gym. Certain things wasn't working so well.
Yep.
What it does is it lowers your heart rate. So I wasn't really training that hard, and my strength and conditioning coach is like, "You're in such great shape." I'm thinking, "Yeah, right," you know.
Oh, because your heart rate wasn't showing it. It was just like, oh, your heart, you're going, but your heart rate's not going.
But I wasn't.
Yeah.
So that was kind of the downfall of everything.
Yeah. I just got on a medication that just like
and then
made you flat and you didn't feel well.
Yeah, but it was a blessing because if I kept going the way I was going, like I'd be punch drunk.
Oh yeah. So, yeah. You've got all your mental facilities.
Yeah. So
those heavyweights hit hard.
They all hit hard. Yes, they do.
Yeah, I mean it's funny in retrospect when you look at things like that, like where an injury or something like that can make you pivot into.
It was a blessing in disguise.
Yeah, something that really saves you.
Yep.
And I may have told you about a good friend of mine. He was the best kind of boxer of all of us and was a really top, high-end open division amateur and did a lot of work with, like, Brian and
who's a great guy, too, man.
Great. Yeah. And Brian was, like, the best local guy kind of in Ohio at the time.
The Golden Greek.
Yeah. But the guy saw him who was boxing, I have to say, I think, you know, would have maybe been able to make more noise, was more talented.
Really?
He was big, like, think like a Antonio Margarito at 154.
Ooh, yeah.
So he was very broad and tall. He was as tall as me and looked bigger, big arms, but just didn't carry a lot of weight here. And he came forward and threw tons of punches and just beat the crap out of everybody. And when you would hit him, he had a chin and you couldn't hurt him. And he was just good. But he did a kickboxing fight. Sam like kickboxing.
Yeah, yes, big deal.
And he tore his hip labrum.
Ooh.
It knocked him out for a year, and then he's like, I'm done. I'm going to go to med school. And now he's working at like Grant, and he's like a cardiologist.
Yeah. I can name a dozen guys like that, man.
Yep.
There used to be a guy named Damon Thompson from Columbus, and I've never in my life seen anything like him ever. every time it was time to go to the nationals, like he would end up in jail. I mean,
Yeah.
There's another guy who's a heavyweight. I'm not going to name his name because I don't want to offend anyone. But I watched him beat up every pro heavyweight around. I mean, he was just an absolute dog. Just didn't go anywhere.
Yeah. That's how it can go.
So that's why you got to be nice to everybody. You know?
Absolutely. Cool. So we were talking a little bit about, the end of your career, and how long were you out of it before you started doing some coaching?
So it's kind of funny, man, you say that. After my last fight, I had two options I was going to do. I was going to buy a Harley, open the gym. And if I bought the Harley, I wouldn't be here today. I'm 90% sure of that.
Oh, wow.
So, yeah, I opened the gym, and I from top to bottom, I grinded and made it happen.
Yeah.
It's one of the best things I ever did. I enjoy coaching. So
You're great at it.
I appreciate that.
And you've had, so you've coached some really good fighters too. So it's not just like you were a fighter, like, and it's not like you've recruited fighters. You just kind of built guys up from here in Columbus, from nothing.
100%. Yes, sir.
Can you tell us a little bit about some of your like favorite fighters that you've coached?
By far, Alfred Leisure, man.
I've seen you post about him.
He's like a little brother to me. He's one of my first fighters, one of my first clients. He came in the gym, and he wanted to beat his brother. That was his number one goal.
All right. Yeah.
Man, now looking back on it, as a coach, I've evolved. But he and I has probably got 1,000 rounds of sparring in.
Yep.
And I used to tell him, no one's going to hit you like I'm going to hit you.
Yeah.
These are 125-pound guys.
Uh-huh.
And, man, by far, one of my favorite guys, Travis Davis, another one, great guy. Dan Spahn.
Yep.
Lance Phillips. Now, just to make it clear, like, I was not their MMA coach. I was their boxing coach.
Yes.
I just all stand up. Josh Williams was their coach. And to me, in my opinion, the best MMA coach in the state of Ohio. But I was able to advance their careers through boxing.
All three of those guys are absolute monsters.
They're on my zombie apocalypse team.
Yeah. You brought me in there, and I got to do some rounds with them when I was training for my fight. And they're not just big and strong; they're super fast and skillful. They're really hard to hit. They're monsters. Good shape, good condition.
Some of the nicest guys you'll ever meet.
Absolutely.
Again, that's why you gotta be nice to everybody, because you never know.
Yeah, they're all three of, and they're all three about similar size, so they probably just beat each other up and made each other better
every day.
Yeah.
I have a new kid named Hunter Plume that I've been working with, light heavyweight, and he and I went a different route that I've done. I've always protected my fighters.
Yep.
I took him more of a pro route. And, we were down in West Virginia, and he's bought into my theory, my philosophy, and we take on anybody, anywhere, and he's going to be good when it's time to go.
That's
great.
awesome.
He'll be great.
Yeah, I've seen some videos. He's got a lot of tools.
My biggest gripe with him is he does everything good. I just need more of it.
Yep.
So, hey, Hunter, use your jab, brother. Use your jab.
And then Chad he's a great coach for all levels of boxing too. So even if you're just trying to look for a workout, and that's what
it's a great workout.
And that's what I've been doing primarily the last couple of years is getting together with him and using it to keep, I'm getting older and but I want to stay quick and fast and twitchy and when you're hearing numbers, it's not just your body but your mind's thinking. It's like pop 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 pop, and trying to keep that speed and that quickness
and it should
just
sound
those
like
attributes.
It should sound like that. Everything should sound like that. 100%. Yeah. Not to sound egotistical, but if I can't coach you, like no one can. And
I agree. I agree
1,000%. So
and it's not when you're doing it. You don't have to be a fighter or even have that on your plans. It's like a martial art where you can learn the skills and
it's addicting.
It's
addicting. I build the base. That's what I do. I build the foundation.
Yep.
And everyone's foundation is the same. There's no difference. The everything else is you, man. It's your personality. It's your style. I don't affect that at all. I build your base.
You're right. And that's I really liked the way you worked with me. Like you didn't. like I have a way that I like to kind of do things in the ring and stuff, and you didn't mess with that. And what you did too that was really cool. You'd add a couple things, but I remember I took you out to one of my last sparring sessions before a fight at a kind of a different group, and I wanted you to just kind of watch.
Yeah.
And then you cut me off right at the right time where it was like these guys would sort of get into like longer rounds, maybe even start to get kind of sloppy and tired. They'd go like 20 rounds sometimes, and just the pace would get real slow. And I got my like 8 or 10 in, and you're like, get out of there.
Yeah, I mean, get your work in and get out. I mean, there's no need. Yeah.
And everything was like I felt like good, and I was like not banged up, and I was sharp. And I'm
what do
like,
they call those junk reps or something like that? We don't need those. We
Yeah.
don't need those at all. No.
It was, and especially when I was 40 when I was doing it, so
that's
I'm
where
like,
injuries happen.
Exactly.
You don't want that. And you were on a high. I remember the sparring session very well. You schooled the kid, good kid, great kid.
Yeah.
Not being an asshole, but like you schooled him, and you were on a high. Let's leave on a high. Let's go. Let's get out of here. Yeah, you did great.
Yeah, it was the way you kind of like operated in that sparring session. I just remember that really sticking out to me. Like, man, I would have just stuck around until I started getting thumped on maybe at some point.
Yes, a lot of guys will.
Just kept everyone wants to stick around and just keep getting junk rounds.
Then when you leave, you're on a low. Like, you don't leave on a high. You know what I mean? So
because I remember I was like coming back feeling really good.
You did great, man.
So what would be some like advice for people, let's say like fighters or athletes, like what's one thing you wish you would have done earlier in your career when you were just trying to make it as an athlete?
Really focus more on my diet, and have a reliable manager or coach. You got to have someone that you can rely on.
Yeah.
Boxing is a slimy sport, man.
Yep.
Slimy. You got to have one person you can trust, like a ride or die. So,
yeah,
100%.
Ain't that the truth? That's great advice. Like have your guy who looks out for you and helps you and that you can lean on. Because a lot of people in boxing too, they'll kind of like do it a lot on their own and kind of run around and have your guy that's looking out for you.
Yeah. There's a fighter, Brian Minto. I fight him. I'm sure you're familiar with him. After he retired, he found out that his advisor borrowed lots and lots of money from him.
Oh man,
lots. So I mean, and it happens all the time, man.
I'm friends with him on Facebook.
Great guy.
He will like conversate with you. I've had some back and forths with him, which is really neat. Like I was on a thread on like a Facebook thing. He fought Israel Adesanya, actually.
He beat him.
That's what I heard. He got robbed. And so I was like, I just made a comment. I was like, basically saying, I was like, wow, it's really impressive that somehow Israel Adesanya was able to get past Brian Minto in this. And then Brian jumped right on there. Yeah. And he's like, there's no way that dude beat me. There's not really good footage. And then like a lot of people kind of corroborated he got robbed a little bit in that fight. And, but to share, he got to share the ring with, a guy who's kind of a legend in the UFC and all of that. For someone who's just starting out, what do you think is the most important skill or habit to develop?
Road work.
Okay.
Road work and your foundation, your footwork, 1,000%. Your feet get you in and out of trouble. So
that everyone looks at boxing and they think it's all punching.
No.
And so with what you just said there, so Jake Paul, Mike Tyson. Mm-hmm. A lot of people, everyone wanted Mike to win. Not one person, I think, wanted Jake Paul to win this fight. But what I always said, people would ask me, like, who do you think's going to win? I'm like, I really want Mike to win, but I'm like, he's not going to be able to win because Jake Paul is an athletic dude. Mm-hmm. Mike's almost 60.
Yep.
And after about 30 seconds, just his ability to move his feet around the ring, he's not going to be able to catch up with him. He's just not going to be able to catch up with him. And I was dead on the money. I was just like, Mike would take a step and you'd see him like holster a punch because he knew if he threw it, Jake's going to just jump right out of the way and then counter. So
you just couldn't pull the trigger.
He couldn't pull the trigger because he couldn't get to him.
Yeah, 1,000%.
And I remember that being a big thing with a fight that a lot of people don't remember, but was Floyd Mayweather versus Arturo Gatti.
Great fight.
He just used the distance. They were the same height and everything. He didn't have a reach advantage, but every time Gatti would take a step forward, he just slightly moved back and then pop, 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 and then he moved out of the way. And then Gatti was like swinging at air.
He who controls the distance controls the fight.
Yeah.
It's 1,000%.
Yep.
I want you to feel like you can hit me anytime, but I'm just out of reach.
Yeah.
So yeah, absolutely.
Travis, your guy Travis Davis,
great at it.
Was one of the best guys like I've ever been in there. And when you would watch him fight, you wouldn't see that. But when you're in the ring with him, I'm like, all I tried to do is just jab him in the chest because I'm like, I can't hit him in the head. Yeah. Like I'm an inch away from his head every time I try and swing at him.
You know, it's funny. Lance Phillips was one of my first guys that introduced me into that Ronin gym, and Lance was getting the best of Travis, and it ate Travis up.
Yep.
So Travis was like, you name your price. Like I need you right now.
Yeah.
And man, he bought into the system. He bought into it 1,000% and just skyrocketed, man. I mean, just really proud of that kid, man.
Yeah, he did really well in boxing.
Undefeated.
Yeah, he never lost in any of his boxing matches.
He beat Brian Holstein.
Yeah. Did he win like a Ohio State Championship with that one?
I'm not for sure if he did. It's kind of funny. I was in Cancun, Mexico, and I was cornering him on my phone.
Oh wow! That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
That's awesome. Yeah, and that was that's one of those fun like local like, you know, the two toughest guys in town. Like
and a lot of trash talk going.
To get it on and fight, and it was a pretty good fight too.
Yeah, absolutely.
Like it was back and forth. It wasn't like a blowout one way or another.
Travis stopped him.
Travis got him. But it was like
wore him out.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. I have a couple fun questions here. What is one of your most memorable gym stories of your career? Because those are actually usually better than the fight ones. The gym ones can be like the best.
Mine isn't really a gym story. It's a bus ride.
Okay.
We're taking the bus ride down to Huntington, West Virginia for the Golden Gloves, and a lot of times I was a minority on the bus rides, and they were Vonzell Johnson was the guy talking, and he said, "Listen, we're gonna use a buddy system down here. West Virginia's a little bit outdated. This, and this." And I remember laughing, him pointing at me, and he said, "I don't know what you're laughing at. You ain't nothing but a white N-word yourself." I mean, it's perked up. Like, all right, yeah. So I'll never forget that. Yeah.
That's a good one.
Yeah.
What's your favorite boxing movie or fight scene? Like, what's your favorite like boxing match, maybe in a movie?
Oh, any of the Rockies, man.
Yeah.
I
Rockies are what
Rockies
we grew
today.
up on.
Yeah. Rocky, any of the Rockies. So.
Yeah, Rocky IV, when I was a kid, was still a pretty fresh new movie.
Yeah.
And I had a cousin who had like the real. It wasn't like the tape recorded one off USA. You know, it was like the real deal. And I mean, we probably watched that thing 80 times.
Oh yeah.
You know, it was just on every time we would.
$1 Million Baby's another good one, man.
It's a good one.
Clint Eastwood did very well with that. Yeah,
he did.
Yeah.
He did. They had Lucia Riker, who was like,
oh yeah, she's legit. She could fight too, brother.
I'll tell you what, they did a really good job with that first Creed movie when they came back.
Oh yeah,
they did an excellent job with that. Like they brought in like Andre Ward and Tony Bellew, the HBO commentating team.
Yeah,
Stallone. Probably one of his best acting like roles. He did a really good job being an old Rocky. And
human growth hormone's amazing, isn't it?
He did. Yeah, he was good.
Yeah,
that was a good one. If you could fight any boxer in history, who would it be? And why?
Jake Paul, and I would stop him within 2.
I like it. Yes.
Matter of fact, man, I'm approaching 50 right now, and I'll come out of retirement and stop him. So,
I like it.
I'm not Mike Tyson, but I can still move my feet.
Yep. He has a good way of getting guys baiting people out to do that.
Yeah. Genius.
Have you heard that they're rumoring that he's going to fight Anthony Joshua, which is a death sentence. I don't think he could do that.
I hope that's not true. I admire Jake Paul for what he's doing for the sport. He's getting guys paid. He's opening doors for a lot of people.
Yep.
But that's a door that gets slammed.
I agree.
Yeah.
He doesn't have a snowball's chance in hell if he takes that fight.
Travis Davis would beat him.
Yeah. I think that would be a good fight.
1,000%. Yeah.
I remember Luke when it was early on. And Luke, we were like when Jake had just started to catch some momentum, he had beat Ben Askren and maybe who was the next guy?
I know who you're talking about.
Yeah. Tyron Woodley. Yep. So he had beat those guys, and Luke, he was like, I want to try and get him.
Luke would beat him. Absolutely. Yeah. Luke's a great boxer.
Luke was a really good boxer.
Great guy too, man. Good people. Yep. Absolutely.
So I was like, I actually almost got Luke. We were starting to kind of do it, but I'm not a fight promoter. But I had reached out to like Phil Baroni, the MMA guy at the end of his career.
Yeah.
And I was trying to get him to come up. And then who's Travis's partner with the Ohio Fight League and does the fight?
Troy Speakman.
Yeah. I was trying to get them to like set up a fight, a boxing fight with Luke and him. Yeah. And he was down. It was like, they're trying to figure out money and things like that. Yeah. And I was like doing it on Instagram, with those guys. It was pretty cool.
It was a long time ago, man, but we were in negotiations to fight Kimbo Slice.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, I really, really wanted that fight. I wanted that fight bad, and we were going to do bare knuckle. So, I mean, that was a long time ago. Bare knuckle no more. But.
Well, that would have been you just say you're doing it in Russia, but it's like here.
Yeah. It's
just out in some warehouse here. We're live streaming it from Russia.
We really tried to get that. Yeah, we tried really hard.
So you guys were chatting?
Yeah, we were in negotiations. 1,000%. Yeah,
that's pretty cool. Yeah. That would have been a fun one to just like say that you did it.
Yeah.
That would have been neat.
I would have beat his ass.
I agree. I think you would have too. So do you have any fighters who have any upcoming events or anything like that that's going on?
Hunter Plume, he'll be fighting in West Virginia within the next month or so.
Okay.
So yeah, I've been working a lot with him. It's total sponge, great kid, hard worker. He drives from Mansfield down to Grove City every day.
Wow.
Yeah, like total legit commitment. So
that's awesome.
Yeah.
If people want to train with you, they can just literally reach out to us and we can help connect you guys. And you guys can follow Chad on Instagram. It's just Chad Van Sickle, right?
It's Team Van Sickle Boxing.
Team Van Sickle Boxing.
Yep.
On Instagram. And then he puts out his content. You'll see me boxing with him on there. I try and at least get in once a month right now. And
you're killing it, man. Seriously.
If eventually I can get into a little better rhythm, maybe we can get one of those. They have a new Masters division in USA Boxing, and try and do one of those.
Yeah,
that could be fun. It's funny when I've talked to you, like when you do box, it's hard to like ever really close the door on it. You're like, I think I could beat that guy.
It's horrible. It's horrible. It's such an addiction, man. Really, it is. It's horrible.
I saw Andre Ward talking about fighting Anthony.
He did
Joshua.
smart. Yeah, he did extremely smart.
He's itching to want to kind of come back.
1,000%. Yeah.
But that's just how it is. It's you're like, I'm done, but like you're always kind of plotting 6 months down the road. 6 months, I could be ready.
Yeah.
I could be ready to go. It's a great sport, and
the conditioning, man. I mean, just like. And the natural high that you have when you get done. I mean, there's not a better feeling.
It is. And when I get done with just the workouts we do, I feel really good. It's a different feeling, too. It's not necessarily like a beat down from weights, or it's just like you're buzzing.
It's like a runner's high.
It is. It really is. I really recommend it for if you guys, any of you guys are looking for like a new novel way to train. It just sort of excites you. We had a kid in here, Burke, who really got into it for a while with Chad.
Tough kid. Yeah, absolutely.
And just like really geeked out on it. So we've got some videos coming out in the next few weeks too. So you guys will get to see some cool stuff from me and Chad and him, just talking a little bit about boxing and how you can do it here. And if you want to, connect with him, I can't recommend it enough. And he's just a cool dude. So,
well, if you're looking to tone up, like drop some weight and learn to defend yourself, I'm not going to say I'm going to make everyone a world champion. I mean, it's just not plausible.
Sure.
But I can guarantee, like, when you walk in the room, like, you'll feel confident you can defend yourself.
Yeah. So I kind of put it this way, like people, like say people go to like jiu-jitsu or whatever it is. I'm like, for me at this point, boxing's sort of like my martial art.
Yeah.
So it's like my lifelong martial art that I really like to do, and it's kind of my weapon in my pocket, that like you kind of walk around knowing you've got this in your pocket, and it you do feel good, and it's not like I'm pulling it out and using it, but it's nice to know you got it.
It's always there. It's always there.
It's nice to know that you have it and you feel like you can walk a little taller.
And confidence, again, is the greatest gift you can give somebody. I mean,
it is.
Literally, it is. Yeah.
It is. Well, Chad, man, I really appreciate you doing this. Thanks for being on, man.
Absolutely.
All right, buddy.
All right, bud. Have a great day.